Good morning guys, Grant Davidson here once again, your usual Friday webinar host. Thank you very much for joining us for the second part of our SOLIDWORKS 2017 What's New, and as ever we've got it absolutely chock full of content for you, so we're just going to jump in and get started. Some of the topics we're going to cover today, the likes of drones, the mate controller tool, magnetic mates, and finally onto a little bit about 3D printing. However, first up we're going to have a look at drawings. So in 2017, what's changed? That's what we're going to cover here using this grasp assembly. Now this wrist assembly is a critical part of the overall design, and of course it could be left or right-handed. This multi-sheet drawing contains all the information required, but let's start by taking a look at the improvements to the drawn views. In 2017, you can now emphasize the outline of section views. This really makes the detail of these components stand out from one another. The emphasis also carries through into the detail view as well, and the font used to change this emphasis is really simple to adjust as well. Simply select the values you want from the document options to get the correct thickness and font. The view outline can now be turned off completely if you prefer, and alternatively you can also choose a jagged outline and even drag the intensity to get the result that you're after. Now this wrist module could be left or right-handed. Instead of creating a separate mirrored assembly, you can now mirror drawn views parametrically. This works in both the horizontal and vertical directions, and notice that all the associated annotations and sections update accordingly as well. So, some great usability improvements to drawn views in SOLIDWORKS 2017. Now let's take a look at what else is new. You can now be much more productive when working with multi-sheet drawings as well. Now when you need to make a change to the sheet properties, you can also propagate those changes through to any other sheets within the drawing. This saves valuable time and effort. And when using tables, well, SOLIDWORKS now respects the column and row locking in the template to prevent any unintended changes as well. Now notes have always been a great way to add additional information onto your drawings, and in 2017 they get even better as well. Now you can directly reference any table cell within a note. You can even use multiple cells to add a quantity and description just like we're doing here. Of course, if a change occurs to a table cell, either automatically or manually through an edit, then the note updates instantly. So some great improvements overall, and next we're going to go on and have a look at magnetic mates. Now for those of you who aren't familiar with magnetic mates, this is a tool that was introduced to speed up the assembly process. Now what we'll do, we'll have a quick walkthrough here so you understand what the tool is, and then we'll cover some of the 2017 enhancements specifically. So what's it all about? Well, when working with large assemblies, it can often be challenging due to the sheer number of models that get loaded and the interactions between those models to get things set up correctly. This can particularly be difficult when working with layouts if you're looking to optimize space and organize equipment, for example. In 2017, new tools have been introduced and an enhanced workflow that directly addresses many of these challenges. Parts and assemblies can now be published as assets with appropriate connection points that allow easy drag and drop mating. Upon insertion, components are immediately snapped onto the ground plane, and with a simple tab key, the part can even be rotated for approximate positioning. As an asset approaches another, snap lines appear to indicate that magnetic mates can be applied between the connection points of the two models, and when the component is dropped, the magnetic mate is applied. Magnetic mates can also be broken easily by dragging to unsnap and then resnapping the model to a new snap in the layout. Using these simple drag and drop techniques, the new magnetic mate makes it easy to rapidly assemble equipment and organize your layouts better than ever before. If you notice the icons in the feature manager, all of these models are speed packed or super lightweight, consider them like that. And when the speed graphics circle is displayed, you can clearly see that we're working with just a subset of the models, which can greatly improve performance within your large assembly. Publishing assets for use with magnetic mates is easy and straightforward. Just select a ground plane, enter an offset if you require one, and then define a connection point and a direction to define that mate. You also have the option to automatically create the speed pack configuration on the fly. And that's it, your model's ready to be snapped together with your other layouts. Speed packs have also been improved now to include reference geometry, sketches and curves, as well as the published references to greatly enhance their use in large assemblies. With the new magnetics tool, it's easier than ever before to organize your equipment or any other process that you may have with 2017. Now next up guys is a tool known as the Make Controller. Again, this was a tool that was brought in brand new about a year ago now. So what have we seen? What changes have they brought in for 2017? Well, let's jump in and have a look. As I say, in 2016 we had the Make Controller. It was brought in as an easy way to manipulate specific mates that control degrees of freedom. However, now in 2017 you can save each Make Controller position as its own configuration. Just edit the Make Controller feature and choose the positions for which you would like to create configurations. These new configurations are especially beneficial when you would like to have your design in different positions, say in an upper level assembly or maybe even on a drawn sheet as I have here. So a quick one to cover, but a really powerful one, I'm sure you guys will agree. Now finally guys, we're going to go on and take a look at 3D printing, something that's becoming more and more every day, and it's nice to see SOLIDWORKS is right alongside it there with some really great enhancements in 2017 as well. Let's take a look. So it really does make 3D printing easier than ever before. After automatically fitting our model within the build chamber, as well as identifying any faces that may require supports, you can now easily identify problematic areas such as thin walls and gaps within your design. If you're printing to an FDM 3D printer, SOLIDWORKS will automatically highlight any features that are smaller than the recommended minimum values based on the material and layer thickness settings of the machine. It's also possible to specify custom values just as easily. As you can see, this enables issues to be identified early. For example, a thin section or maybe even a gap as you see here, which would cause a failed build, wasted time, and more importantly, material. This gives you early insight into the suitability of your design and lets you optimize your model for 3D printing. If you're not printing in-house, SOLIDWORKS 2017 lets you export a 3MF directly to the same property manager. 3MF is the latest 3D printing format that allows designers to send full fidelity 3D models to a mix of other applications, platforms, services and printers without any need for third-party build prep software or time-consuming file repair. 3MF also handily holds build direction, material and colour, ideal for 3D printing. And Windows 10 even comes with full support for 3MF, and when exporting to a 3D print service like iMaterialize as you see here, you can see exactly what the file is going to look like as if you would be looking in the Windows Explorer. You can see also the SOLIDWORKS colours are maintained with no additional user input required. So bringing your designs to life really does get a whole lot easier with SOLIDWORKS 2017. Now as you'll see guys, we are out of time for today. Thank you once again for joining, we really do appreciate it, and we'll be back 2 weeks today with another webinar for you. Thanks again guys, cheers.